Hi everyone, it's Mary Claire here. I hope you're having a great day. Today is day 9 of Instagram school. We got a lot to cover today. If I don't keep it under 5 minutes, I apologize, but it's a big one. And I think it's going to be really important to your campaign. So if I go over a little, I'm sorry. Anyway, let me run through what I did yesterday. Yesterday I got really lucky. I found a really good key influencer that was followed by a lot of people in my target market. So I just went through their list of followers and I just kept following them. I think Instagram probably froze me out like 5 times yesterday, but just keep following. So I had added 300 new followers, which I thought was great. I also posted 2 new pictures. The thing that made me really happy is my interaction, and I saw really good results, right? As I said, I track my website traffic. So most importantly, the traffic on my website was up 82% from the most it ever was just in one day. So that showed me that it was what we're doing is working, which is great. And then I also had a lot of good interaction on some of my photos. And then what else? Oh, and then I had a high percentage of new followers. I think I increased my followers by, what was it? I think it's about 20% again. So that was really good. So that encouraged me. And it also causes me to have a topic today that I want to talk about, which is everyone's assignment today is to get really, really clear about the goals for your campaign. And then once you know what your goals for your campaign are, I want you to figure out how you're going to target your Instagram activity to achieve those goals. And then I also want you to start measuring what's happening, because you need to measure the results of your campaign. That's the most important thing. Number one, it's really motivating when you find out that it is working. And number two, if it's not working, it helps you know. That's a good thing about all these metrics available. As it used to be with the traditional advertising campaign, you could do something for months and have no clue if it's working or not, right? Whereas social media stuff, you know really, really quickly. So if it's not working, you have so much power to change it and do what is. Okay, so let's talk about 4 reasons that you would want to run a social media campaign. Well, not a social media campaign, I'm sorry, an Instagram campaign. It's really 4 reasons you do an Instagram campaign. Okay, number 1, brand awareness. Number 2, brand interaction. Number 3, to drive traffic to your website. And number 4, to generate leads. So let's go through them one by one. If your goal is brand awareness, the goal here is just as many people as possible following you, right? So you want to focus on lots of following new people, and really use your hashtags well. Use broad-based hashtags and load up. I think they say nine Instagram posts, or 9 hashtags is what's optimal in an Instagram post if you're doing brand awareness. So load them up with the hashtags. The way you measure it, make sure you have a business account in Instagram, and then click on Insights, and you want to focus on your overall and your individual posts number of followers, and you want to also focus on the metric they give you, which is reach. Okay, second, brand engagement. This is just, oh, and then one thing also you can do, if you're doing brand awareness, what works really, really well is the video feature, right? So use a video to tell your brand story, or do a live Instagram, or do your story and tell your brand story. Instagram is one of the best ways to do this. We're going to talk more about that next week, and I even have a blog post coming up, so look for that. Number 2, back to brand engagement. That's basically taking your brand awareness and getting people to interact with your brand. So the key to do this in your Instagram account is I want you to focus on crafting content that really resonates with your target market, right? Because that's going to drive awareness more than anything else. It's going to get awareness, and then it's going to drive interaction, right? And then also make sure you are engaging. Spend a lot of time engaging, either commenting, liking people's photos, or sending them direct message. And again, the way that you measure this is you go into Instagram's Insights again, and you want to look at the number of comments, you want to look at the number of likes, and you just want to look at the metric that they give you for engagement. Okay, number 3, driving traffic to your website. If you want to do it at Instagram to drive traffic to your website, a lot of this also depends upon, number 1, you want to focus, again, as with brand engagement, the key to getting people to engage is to focus content that resonates with people, okay? And also make sure you post photos. I have to remind people, 80-20 rule. 80% content, 20% is actually your message, okay? So the way that you resonate with people is, number 1, by posting your content, your photos that maybe only tangentially related, like maybe if you have an interior design, if you have a real estate business, maybe it's like following, like interior, posting pictures of pretty chairs or interior design, what have you. But anyway, something that's going to resonate with your customers, what you really want. Also, make sure that you have the link to in your bio that you have a link to your website, because you only get one link on one link on Instagram, so make it count. Also put a call to action in any photos you have. And I like to, in a comment on my photo, I like to actually paste, or I like to put my website URL so people can just copy and paste it in. The way that you measure web traffic, Google Analytics. Got to get a Google Analytics account. I track page views. I track my user flow because I like to see, I like to know where they're going. I track bounce rate. Bounce rate's really important because if you have a really high bounce rate, that means people are they're not engaged. They're seeing your site, they're not liking it, and they're moving on. You want to have a really low bounce rate. And then what else? I was going to say something, I lost my mind. Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. Just use Google Analytics. The number 4, and this is especially important if you're a real estate agent, I'll say lead generation. Okay, if you want to do lead generation, first you got to figure out what is a lead, right? I think we know this. A lead is anyone that shows interest in what you're offering, your good or your service. If you send them something through direct messenger, an offer or your content, and they reply back thanking you or wanting more or saying that it was useful, I would qualify that as a lead. Anyway, but to get a lead, you have to be able to measure. You're actually measuring the sheer number of people that respond. So you can either use, if you have some kind of CRM, you can do it in there, or if you have a smaller business, if it's just something like you hold an event or whoever shows up to the event, track the number of those, that's your lead. If you have an ebook or something and someone gives you a newsletter to get it, and they give you the newsletter, that's a lead. And you're just tracking the sheer number of those that show up. What I would say is the key way to engage on Instagram is to, if you're really focused on lead generation, high quality content, get something that you're offering them for free so you can bring them into your sales funnel, and then finally you want to interact, right? You want to comment on everyone's pics, you want to do a lot of private messaging, and don't just start, you're building a relationship, right? So you don't have to just Instagram them, message them right away with a picture of a house or whatever it is you're trying to sell. Maybe you find something in a photo of yours that you can relate to, message them that, all right? Anyway, I hope you found this useful. If you look below, I've laid out a full chart below about all of this stuff, and of course you can always contact me if you have any questions. Okay, sorry it went over, and have a great day. Bye. Okay, did. Sorry, buddies. But we need quiet. Yeah, I need quiet when I'm doing the Instagram school. Come on.